Breakdown Taxi.
It's the Tiger Sports Live Breakdown Podcast brought to you by Crossbuck Construction Company. Now, here's your hosts, Scott Barrett and Brian Babcock.
Well, greetings and salutations here on Week 17, the final Crossbuck Construction Tiger Breakdown Podcast with Jigo, Brian Babcock. We just wanted to send one final thank you to Nate Lighty for supporting us. The captain tells us he's on for next year and wants to be a part of this, and it's great to have so much support from our business community and our parents and grandparents, and just our fan base has been remarkable with all the different programs and products that we have here. And what a season we're about ready to talk about. But Nate Lighty, thank you. And Crossbuck Construction, fabulous, and we're just fortunate to have that support, Jigo. And we know the Lightys, got to know them, and they're part of my family actually, through my mom's sister, cousins. So it's just kind of a neat kind of full circle thing. So Crossbuck Construction, Nate Lighty, thank you. The captain, Mark Blythe, thanks you, and LC Tiger Sports Lives, thanks you. So Jigs, I don't know, we can go. I got lots of pages here and rosters, and what a season, what a game, what a team. I don't know.
Yes.
We started this thing, talking about question marks and who's going to, all those, every single question that we had was answered profoundly in a 15-0 steamroller of a season that culminated in an extraordinary state championship effort that just looked, you don't want to say easy. But good golly, the way we did it, it looked very comfortable.
Dominant.
Looked very comfortably dominant over what I considered a really good Wheelersburg team.
Yeah.
A team that was 14-0, a coach that's approaching 200 victories, a team that had won 38 league titles, and we can go down the line, 24 regional titles. I mean, this is a team that's just steeped in tradition. We've looked at all their stuff. You watch them on YouTube, and you look at the crowds and the facilities, and it's a football culture, and you just like, finally, we're going to get something here. We're going to get it. It's going to be all night. It's going to be two heavyweights and right in the middle of the ring just exchanging blows. And I'm like, you and I are talking, and it's like, I think it's going to be 24-13. And you finally said, don't think so. And I'm like, what are you talking about, Jigs? And you're like, they were going to put it on him. I'm like, there's no way. You and I went back and forth.
Yeah.
And you're up there sitting in your pregame. You're going, I think we're going to do it to him. And you stayed with, and it wasn't what you had been saying.
I changed.
You were comfortably, we're going to win this game.
Yes.
But something between the podcast, I think on Wednesday, and when you're sitting up there prepping, something happened because you went,
right.
Mark my words, that's going to happen, and they did.
Yeah. Well, I started to look more, and when I kind of saw the 70% run, that's something that nobody has done on us. Nobody has run the ball consistently. And I like the quarterback. He was a playmaker. And when you shut the run down, you get the running back quarterback run. When that got shut down, they really had to force feed the pass game. And they're not a drop back pass team.
It's a play action. It's a RPO. It's a
So I had a feeling that was going to happen.
And when you talk about, stop right there, because I think that's because Casey talks about it first. Got to run the ball. Got to stop the run. If we can't do those things, it's a difficult path.
Yeah.
I don't think that we not only stopped the run against Wheelersburg, but I think there was the old Eric Weimer violent thing happened to him.
Yeah.
He kept it on about 3 early balls, and it was just the way we hit him. Right. It wasn't illegal. It wasn't cheap. It was just good old-fashioned Max Walker and the boys just rapping him. And right. I think that was a difficult thing for him.
It was. Yeah, absolutely.
You could see him after about the third time, like,
yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. And when he would get out of the pocket, that was the thing that just –
Well, they had to do that. They had to do that. They just – everything now was just out of the pocket.
Because it was the front three and the linebackers' pressure. They couldn't keep him in, so they had to get him out. And I had the better view from the box. And when you saw Von Zach in his the way he was getting to the quarterback. So quarterback didn't have anything. He's rolling out, and Lonzak was on him. I don't know the exact defense, but I'm pretty sure he was the spy of some sort. And his ability to get on you so fast with his pursuit, I think shocked the quarterback too, because he's used to rolling out,
Gliding. It was a gliding.
and maybe running away from guys, and I can get a 10-yard, and I'm going to get out of bounds. Well, this guy was beating you to the spot, to the sidelines, to where he was just having to chuck balls, throw it out of bounds, because he just got on you so fast. And then if you saw him, he's been throwing on the run well all year, but there was 2 or 3 times where he had guys open throwing on the run and errant throw, because I think he got sped up because he saw 18 just chasing him no matter which way he went, and he saw 50 and he saw 30, and I mean the pressure that was put on him.
And saw 62 went in.
That sack the Dipster had, he had double teamed. He did that spin move, and I was watching once again. He had a nice hole there, and it looked like that was going to be a big gainer, and Dippy hits that spin move and just ate him up inside. And
two things I think about that scheme analysis and that whole spy thing. I think that on the pre-snap, I think Matt Bryan did a great job, like disguising. It looked all the same. That's what we saw on film all year. So this is what the plays we can run. And all of a sudden, you started seeing Lonzak get to the middle of the field, and they just kind of understood the movement of the quarterback and some of the. I think we just do such a good job, our kids, watching film and understanding tendencies. And I think Matt Bryan put together. So, you look at 18. Who's going to spy me? I don't know. Is it a safe? No, it's 18. He kind of moved to the middle of the field. And then once there was a commitment made, he put it into overdrive. And then the discomfort. I think the early hits on the RPOs were just.
Yes.
They track quarterback hits in the NFL for a reason. Because you lay out, you hammer people. And you were a quarterback. How did it feel to get hammered?
You don't want to step
29, 30 degrees, and you're getting lit up. He was 6 foot, $160.
Right.
I mean, that's not a big dude, man.
No, it's not.
And he didn't have the explosiveness as the Liberty Benton quarterback, who was really a good runner.
Right.
Maybe not quite the passer. But the thing I also took away from is our corners and zero. There was
the scramble
nothing.
drill. They were all over it.
They nailed it. That was a part of the scouting report. Was scramble drill. And the discipline our secondary showed. I mean, our corners were lights out. I mean, how many different coverage sacks all year did those guys provide?
Yeah.
They don't get a statistic for coverage sacks. And I know we talk about how good we are in the front seven, but tell me, and you've been a part of a secondary that covers people up when the quarterback looks up and there's all just a bunch of white and black guys, like, white top, black pants. You don't find anybody. That's a coverage sack.
Right.
That's a coverage pressure. Yep. That's a throwaway. Now you're 3rd and plus or 10, and it's a 2nd plus 10. So I think our corners and Thomas and Isaiah and Ethan were just lights out too. And all the game is played here, but I really think what we did on the back end, Jigs, was a huge part of it.
It was. Snipers played really well too.
Yeah, for sure. The seniors played lights out.
Sonnenberg and Old Crew and Smith.
Mason Smith. I mean, can't say enough about Mason Smith.
Orth. I mean, this seniors, defensive unit.
Seniors.
We talked about not having holes all season, and you really saw it in that game because there's nothing they could go to.
Nothing.
There was nothing where they said, "All right, we have an advantage here, and we're going to go to that." There was no advantages for Wheelersburg's offense at any level.
143 total yards. Plus whatever amount there's.
And really,
what
couple
is
of them
that?
were jump ball, and you take that 30-yard away, and you could be talking about 100 yards.
60, 70, what
you could be
that?
talking about 100 yards.
So the defensive carnage, and Casey said it in the paper, we're a defensive team. Our defense, we always want to talk about Garrison. How could you not talk about Garrison? Obviously, Thomas had himself a 90-plus yard night. He had 3 backs. Just every run they had was effective. I mean, all 3 backs were. I think Baxter Barrett ran it well. I'm sure Garrison is just Garrison. Division V co-offensive player of the year. Bingo. Should have been in the Mr. Football conversation. Will be next year. Mark that down. But the defense, I can't name one player I said, yeah, maybe he didn't have his best night. I think this defense had its best night of the year.
It did. It absolutely did.
I didn't see one player go, he wasn't that good tonight.
No.
They were all that good tonight. They were all that good Saturday night.
Well, and I think that's just the experience of being here, the hunger that this team has played with, the togetherness, the selflessness that this team has played
And
with.
it's the seniors.
The seniors just coming ready to go.
Even
man.
the guys that didn't get a lot of snaps that helped us on special teams. You look at some of those names, but like the Braxton Lights
Yes.
and the Ty Jacksons, these guys that got snaps but just had to bide their time and no complaints, just playing their role. You could see the fire all night long. I hate to say perfection, but it's hard. I mean, obviously, they gave up a couple plays here and there, but Jigs, that was as close to a perfect defensive performance
Yeah.
that I have ever seen out of Liberty Center football.
When we went up 21-3 at the half, I've never felt more confident in a football game.
I actually told my father-in-law,
I'm like,
Dan
this
Chambers,
thing is over with.
second half, enjoy watching a state champion, because I felt right there, like, with a touchdown to Jackson Lonzak. That was
Dagger.
not just dagger, but like they got that guy. Like, we got to deal with 30, and we got to deal with 3, and they got all these guys, and then that guy, who's that guy? Well, that guy might be the best player in the field that night. I don't know for sure. You could have given that MVP to about 6 guys.
Yeah.
I mean, Thomas got
Yeah.
it, and great for Thomas. He had a big night, but I thought that touchdown catch, and that was legit. I don't care how many angles you could have called New York on that, man. Did he get it in? He controlled it, and he got it in.
It was the extension,
And the control.
and then it was the foot, like, as he's extending. That was the impressive thing. He kind of knew where he was on the sidelines. You could tell. So it's extension, full out, and then that foot down. It was an incredible catch. And what a great throw, too.
Well, I was going to say, I mean, we're talking about all these. Caden Kreinbrink had 111 yards passing in the first half, and he'd done a little bit of that here or there throughout the season.
Yeah.
But, boy.
That was his best ball of the year.
Oh, my gosh.
That was the best ball
He spun that
that
soft,
he's thrown all year.
perfect. No defender had no shot. Caden Kreinbrink put it right on the money. Right exactly where you had to throw it.
Yeah, because when you got a fade, right, you got the corner on the inside leverage. So if you're going to throw it anywhere, you can't throw it the inside.
Right.
It's got to be back to where your guy's got to, at that last second, go get that extra separation. And it was just perfect. It was just a perfect throw.
I was watching Cade in the pregame throw the ball around, and just watching him, and just the ball was tight all night pregame through the entire. I mean, just confidence.
Yeah.
Not swagger either. Just I got it. Every throw. That throw he made to a 3rd and 12, or the 3rd and 12 or the 3rd and 17 to Gray, Ethan Gray.
Yes,
Just
on the comeback. It was great.
oh
That was
my gosh,
that
what
was a great throw.
A bullet, and Ethan just kind of made it look like a piece of butter.
Had-
Just caught it like butter.
Yes,
man.
big
Oh.
throw to Isaiah.
Oh yeah,
Isaiah got
Huge-
behind the
huge throw to
safety
Isaiah.
in the
early,
corner there.
early,
And that kind of looked
and he could have ran it. I think that was a big run up, and maybe Zane Zeider runs that for 40
right.
yards.
But then it looked like that was kind of like the 3rd or 4th option. Like check, and then
Why is he wide open? Why is
and
7?
He
was
put it
wide
right on
open.
him. So man, he played really well, and we saw in the first Lonzak touchdown. Man, just get the guy the ball in some space and let him go. I mean, breaks 3 tackles and he's gone on a 5-yard just turn around from the tight end.
Well, that little play action,
Little pop
wasn't it?
pass.
Little play action, little pop pass.
It was, but I mean that you can't get into his legs. Like
Well,
the safeties come down and
His
they're
legs
like
are shorter.
they see that like the body mass. They're like I can't get in there. So you just see guys just rolling around.
and then
the
he
ground.
ran away from everybody.
I know
He wins the
Yeah.
he wins the catch. If you watch the highlight on that, the guy just fell to the ground like he was trying to tackle a phone booth. And then the next second and a half, where's everybody else at? Well, he just kind of outran everybody.
Well, 26, which is probably their best linebacker,
Mm-hmm.
kind of had a chance at him too. Fell off. I mean, that guy, man, he can run through some tackles and just do a lot of things for you.
If you're
at the half when they had him one-on-one, I'm like,
well, you call.
I know what I'm calling.
Yeah.
I hope.
You kind of talked about.
I
it a little
hope
bit.
that
You
the
said,
coaching staff's calling it.
Yeah.
They did.
You kind of saw that too.
But we had some other times too where we had Gray and Badenhop split, and I'm watching, and they got 2 guys, and they got a safety playing outside leverage on Badenhop, no help to the middle. I'm like, holy smokes, you could run a slant
Slant that
Isaiah
thing up all
Badenhop,
night.
and he's gonna go to the house.
Plant that thing up.
But that's kind of what our run game just puts you in bad situations on the outside because you can't bring extra guys.
I would say where we lacked the early drop by Garrison, I thought was because that was a good looking throw.
It was,
Ooh, boy.
yeah, it was. And that would have been first down, right?
Yeah,
Because that was third down
big
play.
Big time. I mean, whatever, man. I mean, you got to dig to find flaws in Garrison Cruz, but the drop. But he was open a little. But
Yeah.
he wasn't open by a lot. But the Kreinbrink put it perfectly. I mean, the balls he threw were just about perfect.
He threw the one in the dirt, the first ball. Get it out of the way.
Well, that was kind of a unique. I don't know that play. I don't
It
know.
looked- yeah,
I ain't gonna
it
I'm
almost
not
like-
going to question Casey, but someone looked at me and went, "What was that? What was that call?" He's left-hander over there, throwing over here, and that was probably
Get
just
that
a
one out of the
scratcher.
way,
Let's-
throw it into
let's
the
put
dirt.
that on Casey. That's on Casey.
Yeah.
That ain't on Caden. That ain't on the. That's on Casey Moeller. I mean, maybe he'd probably be here and say, "Well, I saw a perfect opportunity." That was not the play, but everything else was a game.
all worked
was a
after that.
game calling dream.
It was.
You know, he probably graded out as well as anybody, and what a fantastic effort on defense, and it just didn't stop. Matter of fact, I like you said, the comfort level that I had in the first half wasn't with their offense.
Right.
I kind of felt like we wrecked them early physically, and they just were pensive. They just didn't have the same,
No.
as your grandma might say, piss and vinegar about them. They just didn't have it. They didn't have the juice to want to get off the ball and block and get to it. I just didn't feel like they had it.
No. And
Outside of a couple plays, I didn't feel like they could sustain anything. I had no concerns.
They could. You're right. Defensively, we just completely shut everything they wanted to do down.
Yeah.
Everything. I mean, they had explosive plays. They had the one jump ball. They had the one run that were, I would say, explosive over 20 yards.
The jump ball
I
was
think
there.
there was two. I think that's two plays. They had two explosive plays.
Well, the jump ball, I thought Thomas had it.
Yeah, right. And we
were
were right
guys
there.
all over, so they didn't win.
No,
the
they
route.
didn't win.
That was just winning the
Exactly.
ball one time.
Exactly.
So yeah, that defense was. Like I said, we can't say
Clamps.
enough about it.
Clamps.
Playoff opponents. I think we won it 212 to 29. We gave 29 points in the playoffs.
It's historic defense.
I just
It's
don't know.
historic.
I don't even know that how many first team touchdowns we gave. I'm not saying that was second, third team, but I mean running clocks. I mean we had 13 of 15 running clocks. I don't know that you'll ever replicate that.
Yeah.
Ever. I have that
I
written
agree.
down. You know, the captain wants to get in there. He's right, but I have that. Like that's a. Think about that for a second.
It's not close.
That's ridiculous.
Not close.
Our average margin this season was 42.4 points a game.
Ooh.
I mean, just take out Bryan and Swanton and some of those other games, and
Right.
you're still doing it to really good teams.
This is a historically great Liberty Center team,
Just
and
ridiculous.
they got paid off with the state championship.
Well, they did. I mean, they cashed in. We talked about cashing in, and I mean, that was a straight cash homie kind of effort. The other thing I liked about us on offense was the drives. It was painstakingly
Yeah.
long drives.
Yeah.
It was almost, I don't want to say, it wasn't sadistic or anything like crazy, but I think Casey just liked that 6, 8, 3, 8, 6, and then Caden boom, and then 6. And it was a physical domination up front. It wasn't a lot of explosive runs. I know that Thomas had his 41-yard. I think it was a trap maybe. Was it a trap? I don't know if it was a trap or dive because those dives were there too.
Oh, they were.
Ooh. But just it seemed like we just were trying to body blow them like a fight.
Yep.
Just knock the life out of them by that inside run game. We had some good outside runs off tackle. I just felt like some of those drives were demoralizing too.
Oh, absolutely.
We don't have to have explosive plays.
No.
Our offensive line, and you talked about having Bockelman in the game, obviously at 60% at best.
Yeah.
I mean,
right.
he was hobbled.
He was.
Spangler was hobbled.
Right.
You know, he got whacked early. I know that he's struggling with his foot maybe, and I think it's been the hip with Bockelman. I think those guys played about every snap. And I
They
know
did.
Clapp came in and did his best. He gets hurt.
Yep.
Bockelman goes. I mean, you watch some of these kids; they were hobbled and they just strapped it on.
They did. They did. I mean, that drive before the half, it was 8 minutes and 30 seconds. So they get the
72 or
field goal.
73 yards.
Yes, they get the field goal, kick off. We got it with like 8:30 left, and we drove down and punched it before the half. 8-minute drive, and that's when I'm like, all right.
18 plays.
Not only
18
did we
plays.
score and go up 21-3, but to have an 8-minute drive and to punch it, that is a back breaker.
18 plays. 18. 72 yards.
And there was a third and long. I think
Conversion.
there may have been 1 or 2 fourth down conversions. I mean, it was just killer.
We were 10 of 14 on third down.
Oh, that is so good. Because I think
mean,
Kreinbrink
what?
he did 2 sneaks on that drive.
Yeah.
And then we had the Gary pitch. So I think there was a 4th down, 3rd down, and a 4th down on that drive.
And there was no conversation. I'm sure Nick Miller said,
Oh, no, they were going for
Go.
it. Oh, yeah.
we're down here. We lost 2 of these doggone things. We ain't losing tonight.
That's right.
And I know Nick, and I know that, Brad Howe and Spangler, they're up top, they saw it. They saw that Liberty could get 4 yards anytime they wanted, and they did all night long. But that 18 play, 72 yards for 8 minutes, you call it a dagger. It's rare to have a dagger in the first half, but that was an absolute dagger drive.
Right. Well, not only that, we had the touchdown, got called back for holding.
Oh, I know
That's
that.
what put us in the 3rd and
Baxter
long.
Barrett on the hold.
There were a few holds there that
Couple.
I don't know that
I think
didn't
the
look
one
real close.
Baxter had some jersey. Him and
got
I
a little
argued
bit
about
outside.
it.
Okay.
Couldn't quite get to, but I think we got great.
But to be
blocking
able to get that call back
and
then
go up
still
top.
go up top and score.
Well, Casey's got so much confidence in our field goal game too. Like you could almost see, well, get it in the middle of the field. Maybe we'll just get this and go in, and get up 17.
Yes.
17-3.
But even that changes the game.
Oh, for sure.
17-3,
Scores.
they get the ball. They feel a little bit better about themselves at halftime because they got to stop. That's why that touchdown at the half was just so huge. It was huge.
Well, then the second half, I watched both teams come out, and there was a buzz in our crowd. There was no buzz in their crowd.
Right.
He just could. Yeah, I don't think anybody gave anything up, but I think Wheelersburg just realized because they get the ball and they get the ball at half, and I mean, Jigs, outside of a little here or there, I just didn't see anything they could do with us.
No. There was no threat. I mean,
there's
number
no
2
vertical threat.
Number 2 is kind of the vertical threat, but we had him wrapped up.
Where was he? I mean,
12 caught that one ball, but
they were throwing
really
to backs. They
wasn't-
were throwing to backs in the flat.
They were.
That's not going to do a lot. when
And that
you're
running
down.
back, 26, man, he was good all year long, and he just didn't do anything. 22 had their best run,
Yeah.
but, I mean, the inside run game was non-existent.
We talked about 26 in the podcast too, and we liked him.
I know.
Jesse's like, I like this guy.
Yeah.
We're talking about how much we like the quarterback. We took him out early. He was that first drive, second, he was done. I mean, I think their coaching staff said, if we keep running this cat, he may not be in this game.
Right. And then if they lose him, now they're really in trouble.
That's it. So
Because
he
he
ends
was
up
their offense.
So then he ends up all play action, swing passes, a couple down the field. His arm strength didn't.
Right.
That was because it's colder. We
Yeah.
talk about this too.
Well, you take a couple shots, man. Shoulder hurts a little bit.
I mean,
it makes an impact. That's why we always say hit the quarterback.
Yes.
Because it makes.
well, the crowd
it
was
makes
hit.
impacts.
I mean, we had the old Kip Kern. So I was looking for
People
Kip.
looking
was
for
Kip
blood.
back there? Is there Kip over? Because he could hear Kip go hit him. Just keep hitting him. It was Roger Carpenter up there. Hit. I mean, our people are into that a little bit.
Well, they get it.
I know, and that's what ended up happening to the quarterback.
How about, speaking of hitting, how about the Murdoch hit on the kickoff?
So
my gosh, I couldn't. I mean,
so that
kid
happened.
melted.
So
He
that
disappeared.
happened. Well, you could hear
in the
it.
turf.
You could hear it. And the only reason why I was totally into it because Baxter was.
And Baxter was on there too.
He was an associate, but this was Murdoch LLC. As a matter of fact, it was such a great hit. I look over my left shoulder, and the entire Murdoch family's got their phone out going, oh, my. They were going, oh, my gosh. Everybody. Talking about getting somebody excited, getting a crowd excited.
People
Your
love that
coverage teams, I'll stick to it. I think we love deferring to turn those guys loose. It's just like a bunch of criminals you let out of jail. And those guys are just running to freedom and drilling people. Dude, that I swear I will watch LC Tiger Sports on the bar, in the play bar, and go really slow and just who's gonna get it. Murdoch has emerged as one. He is a headhunter, and
He just has
he's
a
got
knack.
the ability.
He has a knack
to let it happen.
Like when you see hits, that's not his first one. He had a big one against Liberty Benton.
He had some
so
all year long.
He has a timing. There's a timing factor. not afraid to get your bell rung factor.
Well, and there's also a factor of I know when to release my lower half and go into him where the running back's like trying to defend himself. So now you've got
exactly
forward force with a little defensive force. He's got it.
He's got it.
He has got it.
I mean,
there was some dark web videos out on this guy, him and the Colton and Trenton Cruz. I think it was those boys putting some, and that wasn't bad. It was just a bunch of hitting.
Well, that one's going to be on there.
Well, I know.
Get that one.
You say something about
get
like,
that?
Did
hit
you
right
see
there.
that dark web video that Colton and Trenton put out? It was like a horror film of just boom, boom, and then all of a sudden this sophomore shows up. Like, well, how did he get in this video? Like, this has got a bunch of old school hitting, and there's 4 guys in there whacking people. He's exciting, and he's going to be exciting. I think he's got all kinds of offensive potential, but man, you hate losing Thomas Moeller. It's like losing a coach, but
yeah.
if you're dreaming about next year, in which we're not yet, but just imagine that guy coming downhill.
Yeah, my gosh.
Woo. But
that hit was something.
That was
It
like
just
one of the
melted.
plays of the game. We talked about, we're going to talk about players and plays. That was one of the plays of the game.
I know.
That play, because I think that just shatters.
Well, that was
shatters
early
people.
second half too.
That
and it was
shatters
like,
people.
Oh, absolutely, it does. You get the sidelines and they see that, they're like,
Wait, who was that guy in the report? Did we get that guy? Oh yeah, that's that guy. That's that. We talking about him. I called him Jason Voorhees or something. Or maybe I called that Max Weaver.
Walker.
Some horror film, slasher film guy just hunting you just relentlessly, and he is that guy. Tatum Murdoch, great play. I talk about the players. We wrapped the game up. It was just 359 to 143 in total yards. That wasn't even the story. It was the plays. Jackson Lonizak. It was seeing Sawyer Bockelman just going out there half mast, giving everything he had.
Yeah.
It was Hunter Spangler, who's been, as far as I'm concerned, we could have an argument about all district and players of the year, all that. He gets all kinds of conversation there. I don't know how you replace those 2 guys, Spangler and Walker, and we can have that debate next year. Those guys left an indelible mark, but Caden Kreinbrink, I mean, just Thomas Moeller, I mean, these players are everywhere. The catches that we had, the perfection we played with, there was just so many good players in this game, Jigs.
Yes, there was.
So many good players.
And this team has what's been so good about this team is you don't always know who the best player is going to be that night because it is such a depth piece. You got sophomores stepping up in big games. You got juniors. You got your seniors.
How good?
How
good was Henry Fitzenreiter?
Yeah.
How good is
Henry's
that dude?
been great. He has been great down the stretch.
The energy, the power, just on the money. He's a guy that can be a kind of a Max Walker type, high energy, violent, love of the game. Yep. But he played exceptionally well. He showed up all night long. If you're watching you love the end zone, view, but you're just watching that front. I like watching the offensive defensive lines. I thought 74 had an extraordinary game too.
He did. Weimer too. He started to really excel on defense these last few games.
He did.
Really pushing the pocket, making a
and then running guys down, like being athletic enough.
He pushed the quarterback on one big play, kind of coming out. So that D line was, man, oh man. Then you got Swigert and Navarre coming in too.
I thought Navarre showed up. Swigert and Navarre really had great ends of the seasons.
Oh, they did.
The snaps that they had, those guys were phenomenal. I think the linebackers were as good as we've ever had. Terry Miller would argue the best ever. I don't know that I would not argue with Terry Miller on that. He's seen a lot of linebackers since the 50s around here. That 3 group, they zero. I mean, just zero. Yeah. Nothing. You have that elite defensive line. With Cifuentes and the guys we're talking about. Then you have Swigert coming in, he had a dominant playoff if you really think about the snaps he did.
Yeah.
It's not starting, it's the snaps and effectiveness on your snaps. I think that's how coaches see it. Like, you may have gotten 15 snaps. How'd you grade out in those 15 snaps? Swigert graded out so well. Navarre graded out so well on these snaps. Because Sawyer had to play tackle. I think Sawyer just had to play offensive tackle. The defensive guys I think those guys, those seniors, repped out so well, and then the defensive backfield they never get enough conversation.
No.
We never talk about those corners. And I've been thinking about this podcast, thinking I was really worried. I didn't know if Ethan's hip was 100%. I kind of felt like maybe during basketball last year, even though he was really good. How was that? I didn't know Isaiah Badenhop. I watched him as a point guard. I love his grit. He's like his mother, tough as nails, Carly Badenhop. You hear that, Greg? Carly Badenhop. Obviously, Greg, great basketball player, but Carly, All-American at Ohio Northern, a little bit good, a little bit. He shows up after that Eastwood game where I think we got the job knocked out. Or is that Eastwood? Was that Eastwood?
It was Eastwood, yes.
And then here comes Foster and a whole line of guys, Ty Jackson and everybody doing their job in that game. How good was that as you look back on that?
Yep.
And then Thomas Moeller, just the most consistent defender we have on the field every night.
Right.
And he's like having Casey Moeller out there. And I think even Casey mentioned something about, I trust this guy and I trust that guy. That's just a father-son telepathy. They're the same guy, because that was Casey Moeller in '96.
Yep.
That's what he did.
Right.
Maybe lacked speed, lacked size, wasn't the best athlete in the field, probably one of the worst, but knew everything, knew the entire scheme inside and out. And I think that's where you saw the seedlings of Casey being an elite defensive coordinator, and he was, and he is. And between him and Matt Bryan, those guys put together a defense for the ages.
Yeah.
For the ages.
It is. There's just no holes, and honestly, it'd be fun to play in this defense too, as a player. I just look back at kind of how I played. I'm like, man, I'd like to play safety, and I'd like to play sniper in this defense.
Well, there was some times where you would have been a really good. This would have been a fun defense for you.
It would have been fun. I played in 4-4-3s, so that was a fun defense too. I had free roam there my senior year, but this defense is one. It's just one for the ages. I don't know how else to say it. You just got big time players at every single level. You got players that are going to go down the record books as all-time list on this defense. And you got the depth that just keeps coming in. You got a lot of great players that are coming in that aren't even starting.
Mm-hmm.
That would be starting on
every team,
every other team in the league. You could probably point to 12 guys that are not starting on our defense that they would go start everywhere else. And that's when you don't have the fall off. Guy gets hurt, it's okay. We got a guy that's just right there with him.
Sawyer Bachman had shown early on that he was not only going to be a run stopper, but was a pressure 3 technique guy. He was sacking the quarterback, and he's explosive.
And he didn't even really play defense after he got hurt.
Kind of banged up. So that shows you right there the depth and the level this defense had all year long. Liberty Center in a walk 35-3 in a state title game to go 15-0 and to win their second state championship. We all saw it. We were there. You can have a podcast. You can have a TV show. You can have a radio show. It's all the same. It was devastating. I could see the Wheelersburg fans just sink. Like, this is a team that we got no shot. And I just kind of felt like that's kind of how I felt. Like, ooh, they got nothing. And it wasn't that they didn't have nothing, because they obviously were a good football team with a good coach. I think we just took everything. We took everything from them. So now we get to talk about the season, which I got more pages, but we head into the break. Crossbuck Construction, Nate Leidy again, big supporter of ours, and Liberty Center with a phenomenal state championship game. It just gets no better. Spike would say it gets no better than this. Go into the break.
Crossbuck Construction Company, providing exceptional quality for our clients for over 20 years. Call 419-966-9341 for details. Demolition. We handle the tough stuff so you don't have to. Our demolition service is all about safety and efficiency. Whether it's old concrete, asphalt, or structures, we've got the tools and the skills to clear the way for your new projects. Hauling services. You have debris? We'll take it away. Our hauling service with our dump trucks are ready to remove and transport materials from your site, making your construction or cleanup projects hassle-free. Residential concrete. Your home deserves the best. We provide top-notch concrete services for driveways, sidewalks, patios, and more. Expect a perfect finish every time, adding value and curb appeal to your home. Commercial concrete. Strong foundations for your business. Our commercial concrete services are tailored for durability and precision. From large foundations to flat work, we ensure your commercial space stands on solid ground. Excavating and site prep. Digging done right. Our excavating services are all about precision and care, whether it's for foundations, landscaping, or drainage installations. We ensure your ground is prepared perfectly for what's next. Drainage solutions. Keep water away the right way. Our drainage solutions are designed to protect your property from water damage. We assess, plan, and implement effective drainage systems, ensuring long dryness. Here's some of our Crossbuck construction statistics. 55 years of experience, 1,216 yards of concrete poured, and over 3,000 tons of material moved. Call Crossbuck Construction at 419-966-9341 for details, or go to CrossbuckCO to get a free quote.
And we are back here at the Crossbuck Construction. Nate Leidy, it's our last half of the season. I think it's podcast 17, week 17. And how fun is this talking about a state championship? How fun is this, Jegs, 15-0?
Yeah.
How fun.
Just basket. We get to be state champs until we get beat again.
State champs.
We are state champs.
And the way you did it, and if every game would have been close, we had 2 losses in the regular season, state championship still, it doesn't get any better. It just doesn't get any better.
No,
I remember 97, I was on that staff, and I'm telling you, the bus ride home, I mean, listen, Stick and Zyder and Kern, and we just had a ball, I mean, good grief. Andy Silvas and Joe Jurasics and the Smith boys, and here we go. It was a ball, and I'll never forget it as a coach, never forget it. And I won't forget this as a dad and as a spectator and as an LC Tiger Sports live commentator, and it's more fun for us when we do it for free. I mean, I got paid. I am.
There you go.
I was paid very handsomely.
That's right.
By LC Tiger Sports, getting a chance to watch these games from the vantage point that we watch them. And I know that you talked about wanting to be in this crowd, and in the the technology sometimes just doesn't allow you to get there.
Yeah.
But you're in a booth, bro.
No, it was
eating
pretty
popcorn,
cold.
drinking
It was
Sprite.
kind of nice up there. Got
Good
a couple
grief.
Cokes.
They see wine next time. You got a 4-course meal. The captain's up there with a filet mignon. And we had our students up there, Boom Boom and Bobby, and having a ball, and then Spike the Legend calling it again. I mean, the guys called all the big ones, and it was a great call. I listened to some of that. It was just fabulous. So a lot of smiles, man, in this podcast. But I wanted to go over, as we complete this thing, you just got to talk about all 3 phases of the game. And I guess we can start off by special teams and keep it brief, and then we'll go offense and defense and just kind of a season wrap-up. But Brian Hefflinger had these guys ready to go. I always thought Paul Amstutz did a good job on special teams, and I think Casey Mueller prioritizes it.
Right.
I don't think this is just, let's put all the guys that don't play on there, and so we give up a play, we're fine. That wasn't it. This was a very serious group of football players. They're tacklers. There's a bunch of them, too. One of the players I like a lot is Cole Spangler. I think he was a standout when he got his snaps. I thought Baxter Barrett has kind of built a career on special teams. That's kind of fun. Mason Smith. Max Walker is phenomenal in the kickoff game, but there's a lot of guys that are on the field making plays, and I think the coaching staff really cares about this special teams group. Between punting, extra points, and field goals and kickoffs, Jigs, this is probably our strongest group that we've had in what I would consider the modern era. It was a phenomenal group, and they contributed so much.
Yeah, well, when you watch film of some of these other teams, you notice it right away when they don't have good special teams. When they're kicking off and it's hitting the 10, and you're getting the ball at the 35 and 40, and that stuff continues to be repetitive, you just lose field position. And in the kicking game, we just do not do that. We just do not do it. We're going to kick it. If we kick it to the 5, it's on purpose because we think we're going to get you inside the 20 because this pursuit is so good on the kickoff. And we've seen what Max has done on field goals. And
see
extra
what
points.
Caden has done in
Billy
punts.
Kruger, he was a good snapper for us this year.
Was.
He did a great job.
He'll be
snapping.
He'll be fighting for that right guard spot next year. He's one of those many guys that want to get on the field on Friday nights.
Yeah, absolutely. And Cranebreak, his punting was spectacular.
All Ohio.
He had
All
another
Ohio punter.
He had a bomb that went in the end zone. That thing would have been about 60 if it didn't go in the end zone.
The net was 40,
and then it's the pursuit. It's hard to go down the list and name every single guy. I mean, Braxton Light, he's another guy that he kept flashing late, especially late in the year.
Did.
He was in on a lot of tackles. Isaac Orth was all over the place. Punt, kickoff, a couple seniors that, guys that are finding ways to make an impact on the team. That's what I love the most about. You get a team that is this good, it's hard to get on the field. There's a lot of good football players that didn't get to start, but you got to find a way to make an impact. And where can you fit in and do a good job and play really well? Well, you got a bunch of seniors on these special teams that have been fantastic, and it doesn't go unnoticed. Let's put it that way.
Well, I think we've been noticing it all year, and I think we talk about it. I don't know how many programs have a two deep kickoff coverage team,
right?
And you don't lose a beat, bro. I mean, Brian's got a couple, and I mean, then he's got a bunch of dudes that can come in and sub in and out of those two. We're too deep on the returns. We didn't allow a block. I don't know that we allowed a block of a field goal or an extra point or a punt, did we? Was there one that got blocked early
One got blocked.
Maybe early.
Well, there was one in the playoffs.
Was it a full block on a playoff?
I think it was.
Oak Harbor, was it? Gosh, oh man.
There was one in a playoff. I can't remember which game.
Mark, do you remember a block?
Was it an extra point?
I mean, you're the spotter up there. Maybe it was. Maybe they got a tip or something. I thought maybe it was early. Maybe. Gosh, you got to strain to find a flaw on a. Just think the way they blocked on extra points and field goals. I mean, Max hit some big field goals. He was right. He was ready to go. You need a field goal?
Yeah.
I got it. He got the big ones last year, and he got them this year. Like you said, Caden Kreinbrink was a great punter. Talking about an underrated thing there. Punting. How many times did we punt? 7? I mean, under 10 for the year.
Well, and then you had Max that could punt too, and then that's,
that's
the other thing. You got guys that can just
really kick it.
Then you got Max Perry
Max Perry. I went up to him on the Sunday and I said,
Max, he can really kick it.
He goes, I don't kick it as long as Max Walker. Well, no one does. But his kicks were good.
Absolutely.
I was shocked by his extra points.
Yeah.
Tom Russell. We got him on the payroll. What's he
I
making?
don't know.
Well, he's got a Florida condo, so maybe that's what he gets. We bankroll on that. Caleb Pullman, you got Tom Russell on
speed dial.
Did
the kicking start getting better when Tom showed up?
We
I
had
think you might be right there.
We had a bunch of square toe, straight on kickers for generations.
Just get
man.
the square toe, put it on, take it off.
You know, Keith Kern would be barking in the background like, Todd Spangler. We used to kick with this, not like this. You guys didn't, guys. These guys could really kick it. But the special teams were great, and Tatum Murdoch became an entire show unto himself. Who didn't want to watch number 4 and light somebody up? I mean, I've been kind of enjoying that. I don't know. I pay attention. I'm not calling the kickoff as much as I'm watching, but the special teams were great. And as you transition from that great team, you go to offense, and I'm saving the defense because I don't know. I think Matt Bryan had that defense just as good as it. I don't know that we can replicate that. I think next year I think next year we might be in the same spot. I don't know that you could do what you just did.
Right.
You might be able to. I'm not going to doubt this defensive staff. But what just happened here on defense, you might have seen a once-in-a-lifetime defense. You just might have seen it. We'll be talking about this for generations. Just like Roger always talks about, Norm Decker and stopping Rick Volk at Wauseon. And, I mean, he told the story that Rick Volk played for the Colts, and Rick Volk was this, and Wauseon was that. And Norm Decker told Roger, hey, if you let Rick Volk get outside you one time, we're both going to be in the hospital. And Roger's like, well, I know why I'll be in the hospital. Well, why will you be in the hospital? He says, well, because they're going to have to dig my foot out of your rear end. And then Roger just, the whole team was so good, and Roger's like, we never let him outside, beat an undefeated Wauseon team. But that is the kind of effort you have to give. In those Decker days, you didn't want to disappoint Norm Decker, but this defense was awesome, so we're going to save that, like for dessert. The main course on offense, the offensive line was phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's been phenomenal. That's largely due to having great talent, but Nick Miller is an absolute 5-star offensive line coach. Ask anybody, and he'll never say it. He came on our podcast. He might be looking at retirement because he loves going and hunting coon and wolf and everything else, and this guy will be gone. He disappeared for 10 years after he graduated. He might do that again someday, but what a heck of a football coach he is. And then you got Brad Howe, and you got Todd Spangler. I mean, they pay attention. This offensive line has been very good. Even back in the Tim Spieth days, our offensive line was really good, but now we're big and really good.
Yeah. Loaded
with seniors. Talk about the offensive line and the things you saw. I just thought, there's not a weakness in that whole offensive line.
No.
We thought going into the season that right guard could have been a prop. Who's going to do that?
Right.
We found a bunch of dudes to do that.
Yes,
we found 3 of them.
Yeah.
And they were doggone good.
Yeah, it was as good as an offensive line as I've seen. I mean, it just
And you had some
anytime.
good ones in your day. You
Yeah,
played for
I
some
did.
good ones.
And, and I don't have a long history, as long a history as you do, but I mean, you just go right down the list. Weimer was he was incredible at the left side, and then you got Walker, who was just, I think, an all-timer at the guard position. Spangler, an all-timer at center.
I believe he is.
And then either the rotation at that other with Fitzenreiter,
Swagger, Navarre,
and a little bit of Dippy here and there.
The aggregate of all those
It
kids
was great.
matched what Max was doing every snap on the left side.
Yes. Bachman had a great sophomore year at the right.
He really did.
Gabe Clapp gave you some really good reps,
especially
too,
early
on that right side. And it's just big. You mentioned how big. I mean, we walk off the bus, man, and we didn't used to be like this.
No.
I mean, these guys are huge.
We had a bunch of Henry Fitzenreiters.
We did, and
Bad
they're nasty,
dudes.
nasty. But these
Not
dudes are
bad.
huge. I mean, they're doing the ceremony to get the medals, and I'm watching. I'm like, Kellen, and then you get the Brandenberry kid, and then you got Bachman coming. I'm like, these guys are huge. They're huge.
You ever go on the field with Weimer and Bachman?
I haven't. No.
I did. I had to do it one time. I just had to see it because you're up there going, these guys are really big guys. You know.
Yeah.
You don't know. They are for Liberty Center. I talk about Roger Weeks being huge, and Roger comes back to Shiloh. He is huge.
Yeah.
He is huge. But these dudes are huger. They are huger, and they're good, and they move, and they're technically good. And you saw Sawyer Bachman with just guts just pouring out, playing half go, and would not come off. I mean, Charles like, what's wrong with him? What's wrong with him? He got one leg out. One of his legs are done. That's what's wrong with that dude. Why is he playing? Because it's a state title game.
That's right.
And Utah, we're going to get into the tight end, but so you got Spangler, who is athletic and explosive and huge. He looks a lot like Blake Lindgren to me. You got Walker, who built like a C.J. Johnson, or those Johnson boys could really move and hit. They were nasty, but Walker is next level technically. I saw some highlights that I posted myself because I've been watching this one where he's kicking out this poor little number 12, and it's
boy.
like, oh my goodness, Max Walker, woo! And then someone put a Ric Flair, woo! And I'm like, that's how I felt watching Max Walker on these pulls and traps, right? And then you got Kellen Weimer, who's going to Ohio State. You say, well, that's pretty good. I don't think we've seen the best of that dude yet.
No,
I think Kellen Weimer's going to get
growth.
I think Kellen Weimer's going to get real good come next year. I mean, he was good. He was really good. I don't know, man. That's frightening to think about what he might be able to do there with Bachman on the other side.
How was that guy a junior? And how was Bachman a sophomore? I mean,
Good grief.
Yeah.
We'll get into the top, but then you got Lonizak, who is a phenomenal blocker.
Yeah.
And Baxter Barrett sitting there on the wing, I think did a good job. And we're going to talk about Tyler Roars, because I think Tyler Roars is going to be a special player. And no negative, reflection on Baxter Barrett, who I thought was very good.
Yes,
But
he was.
Tyler
He had a
Roars,
great year.
and we're going to get into Tyler here as a wrap up. But that offensive line, name me one better. Name me one better. Let's get the guys. Call in, guys. Let's talk about it.
I don't have it.
I want somebody to tell me, because I had a good offensive line. And Jeff Miles was great, and Charles Griffith was great. I think Tim Keller's an all-time center. I played some guard. Jeff Bolton would maybe push back. I don't think he'd push back. And Jeff Bolton's related to you, so to challenge him on that. But the offensive line this year, give him credit. Those coaches were fantastic. Attention to detail is what I didn't see a lot of misses. I just didn't. And the holes were Mack truck holes to run through. Let's talk about the tight ends and wide receivers next. And I don't think wide receivers get talked about enough. And with Caden Kreinbrink as your quarterback, and we'll get into him in a second, but the tight ends could block. Mason Smith was a player that just continuously answered the bell when he was called. Jackson Lonzak is a whole nother level of athlete. That could you play him at halfback? Could you play him at fullback? Could he be a wide receiver? Could he be a tight end? What can't he be? What can't Jackson
Put him
Lonzak
at guard.
be? What can he be? Just he can't center it. Guarantee he could do that.
Right.
Maybe not quarterback. I don't know that he could be quarterback, but if he ran Wildcat, kind of like it.
Yeah.
Kind of like Jackson, but our tight ends and wide receivers, Jags, talk about those guys.
Yeah, well, as a just a group, this is as good of a skilled set receiver group that we've had in a long time.
Finite skills. They did some small things.
I mean, Ethan Gray's out route running. It's fantastic. He on them comebacks. He's had the one-handed catches all year. and he's just
Does
so
he drop balls?
acrobatic.
Does
He
Ethan
does
Gray
it. I don't
drop a
think I
ball?
saw him drop one all
Okay.
year. If it's his hands, it's in. It's a catch. He was been outstanding. That's a guy that's getting 10, 15 targets on another team.
A game.
A game. That's what a game.
He got 15 targets in
All
15
season.
games.
That's right.
Maybe more, but not much more.
No, not much more. Isaiah Badenhop was great. Another guy that just probably could have touched it 10 times a game in another offense on another team. Probably could have done that.
And in special teams, we didn't really touch
oh,
upon his
man.
returning.
Oh, I know. Jeez.
We didn't talk about Isaiah Badenhop.
And Okru
Yeah.
on special teams as well. Yeah, we're going to miss some people. So apologies up front. But I thought Badenhop was great.
Well, you
And
called
that
it early.
slot-
This guy's gonna break out. I'm like, he's a little young.
Yeah,
I've been getting stuff wrong all year. You've been getting it right.
Well,
Isaiah Badenhop delivered.
Yeah,
Speed.
He's
The
fast.
run.
He's fast. Hand-eye. He's got just good ball skills. He's just a gamer.
And
He's a gamer.
Greg Badenhop had to swallow his pride and say, I think I got a dude that likes football.
Yeah,
A little bit more than he might
guess
like
what?
my sport. Kind of a
It's
thing.
okay.
I'm good with it because he looked at. He'll be a good point guard, but he's real good.
Yeah,
real good
for
wide receiver.
sure.
And again, I don't think we talked enough about his returning ability. I do think JT Okru, when he got balls in the open field, was a very interesting guy.
Yes.
There's another guy that would have played a ton.
I know.
He didn't have so many weapons.
Right.
He could do a ton of stuff too. And there were packages for all these guys.
Sonnenberg too
I mean,
on the outside.
But
he got about 3 balls all year. It's
know
just like
he dropped one at Swanton. He dropped one.
He
at Swanton.
did.
A tutty.
did.
He dropped a tutty at
But
Swanton. But
it's
he's
just
out there.
another guy
He
that
can block too, though.
I know.
Sonnenberg could block. We're going to get into him on defense because I thought he was an unsung hero stud. So I think the blocking, these wide receivers, we had a lot of outside run success because they blocked.
Yeah.
And Casey put
That's
them in
right.
the right spots. Ryan Miller, you just look. You put Baxter Barrett out there, he's blocking. He's going to catch a few balls, but not necessarily out there. These wide receivers got their hands on people, stayed in front of people. We didn't have a lot of penalties either. We're not getting a lot of holdings.
Nope.
We're not getting a lot of blocks in the back. Like, that's technique. Then we're doing this blocking technique where you put any hands on somebody when they reverse field. That's going to be blocking the back. Again, I don't know what this is. I know we've talked about what is that called? The airplane.
The airplane.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
We had touchdown. That's a touchdown block for Orth, wasn't it? Earlier in the year?
It was.
I mean,
in the playoff game. Yeah.
I think Isaac. It was a reverse field. He could have put his hands on somebody. That's a flag right now. He puts his hands up. He still blocks him. That was awesome. So I think our tight ends and wide receiver.
Yeah,
room,
we didn't even talk about Lonzak catching the ball. I mean, holy smokes.
We did it.
What
We
do you
did
do?
it. We did
What do
the
you
first
do?
half
What
of this.
we did, I guess. Yeah, you already.
How many times could you target that guy? Like, he didn't. I kind of looked at the numbers going into the state final game, going, he didn't really get a lot of balls.
There's not enough balls to go around.
I know
That's
that,
the problem.
I bet you that's what Casey's saying. Like, what do you want me to do, man? I can only run 6. These guys.
We're
are
not
only,
going to throw it 15 times.
You
can't get 10 of the
He's saying
15.
they're only playing to the middle of the third quarter, maybe the first
know.
drive, bro.
I know.
So here I am just pumping these guys like, give them the ball, bro. It's really hard. And you got to give that offensive staff a lot of credit for the distribution. Like, I think that's one of the things that the Wheelersburg coach said, like, they just distributed the ball so well.
Yeah.
Like, everybody, it was almost the play calling was about 95%.
Yep.
Perfect, because all these guys got touches, but never enough touches. And I just can't wait till next year. I mean, they all return. These guys are all coming back, man.
Right.
Other than Caden Kreinbrink, who we're going to miss.
Right.
And that's going to be, we'll talk about that in a podcast sometime over the winter or early spring, about maybe during spring football, what guys need to emerge, but as we did last year. But Ethan Gray is back. Isaiah Badenhop is back. Jackson Lonzak is back. Baxter Barrett is back. Gary, what's his name? Gary Cruz?
Gary Cruz.
Gary Cruz, huh?
Yeah,
He's a good player. He's
There's a lot going on there.
Boy, a lot of guys back. Let's talk about the senior quarterback, Caden Kreinbrink. I wasn't sure about Caden. I wasn't sure that he could choke the thing down, and because he has a cannon, and he does. He'll probably end up pitching at college. He's got good size. He had savvy. I didn't feel like he was. How many times he gets sacked? 2. I mean, Nick says that we give up 1 or 2 a year. That played out again this year.
Yep.
A lot of comfort in the pocket. I thought Caden Cranbrink was just as good as it gets.
Yeah,
He really was.
He's as good of a thrower as Liberty Center's ever seen.
Ever. Jarrett Crew.
Yeah.
Jarrett Crew could really spin it.
Yeah.
I mean, of all-time spinners, Jarrett
Right.
Crew is right in that conversation.
Yep.
This guy's in that conversation. I think Jarrett may be a little bit better. That's pretty high praise because Jarrett
Yeah.
could really spin the ball.
For
but
sure.
This guy here could really do it.
Yeah, and really for the progression from early on, he threw for yards early and touchdowns and everything else, but he threw a few picks earlier on, and he got that stuff shored up, and he was just not throwing the ball in harm's way. Really, the last 6 games of the year, I don't think he threw a pick.
How many turnovers did we have? How many turnovers did Liberty Center
He probably threw 4 picks, maybe.
And they were early.
They were early. So just the ability to take care of the football, distribute it to your guys in the way that he did, it was perfect because we were so much better just on paper than everyone else. If you just win the turnover battle, you're going to win the game, even if we don't play very well, because we just have so much more talent than who we were playing against. And boy, he ran the offense well, threw it so well, and just composure. You don't got something, throw it out of bounds. It's okay. We can get a 3rd and long, and we can convert, right? So I think that's Riggy coaching too. I think Riggs, I thought his faking got better too throughout the season.
That's something Max Perry always, I think, has got really. He really handles the football well as a backup.
Right.
But I think Riggs, as you said, Chris Riggy's been around a long time. I think he put in a lot of work with a lot of those things. You could tell we're running a lot out of shotgun too.
Yeah.
That's not that easy.
No.
To run out of shotgun, to run a wing T motion and timing, and
right.
We didn't have a lot of false starts. We didn't have a lot of problems on offense
No.
on the penalty side of things, did we?
No.
I didn't see it. I mean, obviously, very veteran group. These guys, our coaching staff, attention to detail. But Caden Cranbrink ran the offense masterfully. In the state final, he was. Gary catches that ball. I mean, was he 10 for 14 or something? 11 for 14. Maybe it was 12 for. I mean, he had a couple of those deals where he didn't miss. He did not miss.
Real good.
And by the way, get you 4 yards on a sneak.
I mean, the sneak was key in the state championship game. I think there
was.
were 3 times that we did it, at least 2.
At least 2, and it wasn't even a tush push. It was just his tush.
That's right.
Him pushing,
jumping on Spangler's back and go.
That's a tush push right there. You got a lot of tush there with Spangler had tush, and you got Cranbrink's got tush. That's a lot of tushing right there, and that's a lot of pushing. But fantastic season by Caden Cranbrink, and then you get into your offensive backs, and it was a good group. I mean, there's so many. I was talking to Troy Westover this weekend, and I talked to Keith Kern and Chris Ward, and you talk to these guys through the years. Sean Westoven, and you just got. I mean, I'm a huge Cordis fan. I just think he was so good.
Yeah.
Rob Mulder, 0-1 trap at Swanton when he was a senior. I just have never seen anything that fast. I mean, you just keep naming names. There's just so many of them. But I thought Garrison Cruz, how many yards could he have gotten with 30 carries?
Yeah, it would have been
3,000.
He probably could have.
I mean, and
he probably could have.
And he's 145 touches, 1,900 yards, almost 30 touchdowns. That's obscene production, and not really getting the old Rex Lindgren just hand the ball off to the fullback like he used to do with Eric Weimer and all those guys. Just keep handing.
Yep.
He didn't get that.
No.
This staff handled the whole. They talk about load limit and handle and load management. That's what this was.
Yep.
Because he could have been he could have been the entire offense.
He could have been.
In many years, you relied on a couple good guards, getting some down blocks, running some powers and some traps, and then the fullback just does it, like a Troy Westhoven did it.
Yep.
But then you got a guy like this that can catch it and run and this and that and defense. He's an elite on defender, and he was phenomenal. He was every bit the player of the year in Division V, and I would argue that he should have been in the top 3 or 4 vote getters in Mr. Football. And I mean, I'm not saying I'm in everybody's Division I, Division II film, but what am I missing? How good was Garrison Cruz?
Yeah, he was generational season here for Garrison.
Junior?
Yeah. Well, that's just it.
Junior.
It's crazy to think that he's coming back. I mean, he just has the ability to take it at any time, whether it's catching or
distance,
in the bag. I mean, he just
run, hitter.
And he's so hard to tackle. He gets past front 7 in the secondary. He's just such a problem to deal with.
Some of his best runs were 4 or 5 yards, where he just bang and finish and never got knocked.
And you know what? He maybe a little bit banged up, sound like down the stretch, but didn't miss games, man.
Durable.
And that's
Availability.
That's been a great thing. Really, the last
Availability.
2 years, we've got guys ready to go late in the season.
I'll never forget Waylon Rentz, and we're never going to forget 19 ever. You might, but I ain't, because I thought he was a bad mamma jamma.
Mm-hmm.
But Garrison Cruz just adds a whole nother. Waylon Rentz did it old school and gained big yards, big production, big touchdowns, answered the bell. Garrison Cruz just does it at a level.
Just a
level
bigger, just
faster,
a different,
bigger. Maybe not as. I mean, I thought Waylon Rentz was destructive.
He was nasty.
He was destructive.
Yeah.
But I thought Garrison get nasty too, though.
Yeah.
He just didn't have to. He didn't have to do that a lot.
Right.
His offensive line was that good, and you got Thomas Moeller, who is probably the smartest IQ player on the field at any given snap. Although there's some smart guys out there. I mean, Max Walker, pretty smart guy, and he had a big year.
He had a huge year.
Great.
He did.
Trap guy, great dive guy. Read the blocking. And he's a good reader of holes and cuts.
Yeah,
he really is.
He's got great vision. He really does. I mean, the dive play in the state game. I mean, that thing was just money.
It was.
And he really has a good job. He does a good job making the first guy miss, getting positive yards. He's got a good spin move in there.
And he
finds ways to get that extra yards.
He's not a home run hitter. He's not a breakaway guy at all.
Right.
But he's so effective inside the hashes, inside the tackles,
and durability too. That's
well,
another guy.
He put on some weight.
He never was hurt in all 3 years. Not only he missed a game,
bigger, stronger,
and he's
smarter.
He's right in there. That safety, getting in tackles and getting hit every play at the running back. Durable, never missed a snap. So he had a great season. I mean, the way he kept coming from the sophomore year on.
Yeah.
He really made a stride in his senior year, and man, he was good.
Well, and he blocks well from the halfback spot. He sees plays, I think, and he sees issues. I mean, he's just always another coach on the field. It's just an overused adage, but he's seen so many important snaps and so many games on both sides of the ball. That's pretty awesome to have a guy of that kind of experience, and then all the production. Garrison went out, I think. Was it against what was it? Indian Lake he went out, or was it the week before, where he went out and they put Thomas at fullback, and we just grounded it out,
right?
Like we used to, like the old school used to do. And he first down, 12 yards, pound. Thomas Moeller, impressive season at halfback, and deserving of the awards that he got as a halfback. And then Baxter Barrett, and I think you can talk about Tyler Roars. What you saw in Tyler Roars Wauseon last year was a flash guy, big body, top end track guy. He put that uniform on in the state final game. He looked like, can we put that guy in?
Right.
Taped the fingers up. He's put together, man.
Yeah.
His old man's about 6'2". You ever shake his old man's hands? Rolls? Yeah, don't do it. Because your hand is numb when it's done, Got his looks from his mom. The old man's ugly as the day is long. Just teasing. But Tyler Roars, he was going to be another weapon in this offense.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about Baxter in a second. I mean, my son, he had a really good year, but I just really felt strongly that Tyler Roars was going to give us a dimension we hadn't seen at the wing.
You hate to see it.
That was an awful
gosh,
thing.
I mean, he just waited his turn, and he had a chance. He did.
He was ready.
He was.
He was ready.
And he was
Body
primed.
was ready.
He was primed to have a great year.
He was.
Offensively and defensively. I mean, he's a two-way player, and you hate to see that injury, but the way that he stayed with it, the leadership that he showed, and to be there to encourage and to be – it's easy to mope and get to the end of the bench and say, poor as me, right? But he didn't do that the whole time, and he was plugged in. He was engaged. I think it just speaks to his character as an individual, as a teammate, and to see him get in that game and get a couple snaps, that was pretty sweet.
Well,
that was pretty sweet.
I was looking for that because I'm like, he's dressed because he's going to get out there.
It's pretty sweet.
He's going to get out there, and it was good to see him. And then you had Baxter Barrett, the wing that had, and they were going to rotate there. Baxter Barrett, I thought he had a good year all the way across the board. He's had his areas of struggle and growth in that playbook, and Casey, is going to be demanding there about that, as he should. But I really thought Baxter Barrett looked like a really good inside runner. I think he scored 9 or 10 touchdowns as a compliment to Thomas and Garrison. He caught the ball for a few big plays.
Yep.
So you had to honor that spot.
Right.
You always look who's covering the wing. Oh, they didn't cover him. Early in the playoff and beat him. Beat somebody for a 78-yard time. 78-yard one. He always got to the 1 yard line. Couldn't finish runs sometimes, but a lot of guys were running him down. But I thought Baxter had a great state playoff game.
He did.
From a wing perspective. I think he picked up at least 2, if not 3, first downs and really finished runs well. They run that inside gate reverse. You think he runs that effectively? You think he sees the cuts now more effectively? He used to always want to run outside. Now he's running inside.
Right.
Because that's where the money's at.
Yep.
And I thought Baxter Barrett's a pretty complete back. I thought he blocked well too.
Yeah, he's a great blocker. You watch him. I think that's what when you first watch Baxter, his blocking is really good. I mean, you put him next to Lonzak, that is just like extended tackle, and then almost like another guard. He kind of plays like a guard blocking at times.
That wing.
You almost have to.
And Cole
it's
Spangler,
an extension.
when Cole Spangler got in there too, those guys really. But I mean, Cole did that. I think, but Baxter, I was surprised at how physical at 166 pounds.
Right.
And he's not a big profile guy.
Right.
But I think him and Lonzak put on a lot of good blocks.
They did.
And I think Baxter got to the second level a lot of times. And I don't know that it was always right, but he's that wing back's a big part of what we do in the run game.
And you saw really late in the year, as he got more carries, the confidence. He started seeing things. You could just tell the game kind of slowing down on some of those cutbacks, and he was really, really running the ball well. Really, the last 8 games of the year, he really started turning it on, and it's just another guy that you just get more carries. You can just see the confidence grow, and just the upside's limitless.
He's coming back too.
Yeah, that's right.
He's coming back too. So, a lot of good things there. Running backs, wide receivers, and tight ends. I mean, again, those packages with Old Crew and all and Sonnenberg, you just can't say enough about those guys. I mean, just the quarterback had a great year, and the O-line was dominant. There's your offense. Let's go to the defense. It sounds a very similar story on the defensive line. We play 3 guys with their hands down, and they play like there's 6 guys in there. You got to almost double all of them. I thought you could make the case that Logan Cifuentes had the career season of his lifetime. He was phenomenal. And then you got Sawyer Bachman, who was awesome, and all year long he was really good. And Weimer really started to grow, and Spangler was tremendous in there. And then Navarre and Swaggart. I mean, these are just this defensive line was awesome. It was awesome. The defensive line itself generated sacks, negative plays, explosive defensive plays. They tipped balls. They just those dudes, that defensive line room was phenomenal.
Well, there are 7 starters there. I mean, when you just look at it, Schweigert could have started, Navarre could have started, Fitzenreiter could have started,
yes.
Bachelman could have started, and then you got the big 3. So what is that? Is that 7 or is that 8? I don't know.
They played like it's about 13 of them.
I mean, it just the way that them guys pushed the pocket and let the linebackers flow and created pressure with 3.
Yep.
It's so important. You really have to have that in this defense, because you can't afford to have to bring linebackers because you leave some exposure there. When you can just rush with 3, you can do so many different things with these linebackers and snipers, and that's when this defense wins. And they were winning because that defensive line was winning all year.
They're just all tremendous players and had a great year, and they're playing offensive line, they're playing defense. I mean, the production we got out of the two-way production, like Hunter Spangler and Kellen Weimer.
Outstanding.
What in the world?
Yes.
What in the world? And, of course, Sawyer Bachman. I can't say enough about Sawyer. Guy goes out there and he's just dying. He is just dying in the state final game, but he ain't coming off the field.
Right.
And you can see Nick over there going, hey, just don't work it here because your legs are going. You can see the coaching.
Yep.
And he's back. He's back. Now, we are losing Cifuentes. That's a huge loss.
It is, yeah.
You're losing Swaggart, who had one heck of a playoff run.
Yes, he did.
You're losing Navarre, speed, power kind of player.
Yep.
I mean, you're losing some guys in the defensive line. You bring back Weimer. You got to believe Henry Fitzenreiter fits in there somewhere.
Yeah.
They're going to find dudes.
Oh, yeah.
But this one's going to be hard to replicate. We just threw flowers all over the defensive line, those linebackers. I mean, Oh my gosh! I think it all starts with Max Weaver and ends with Max Weaver.
Walker.
I call him Weaver all the time. He said to me, he was a 7-year-old. He's like, "You call me Max Weaver all the time." I'm like, "You know what? You're Max Walker." We talk about that. His mom's like, "You used to call him Max Weaver, and I just call him Max Weaver again." He is the emotional leader of the defense. Walker was tremendous. I don't know, as a Mike linebacker, it gets any better than that.
Yeah, he was.
Just watch him every snap. I just get fixated on him, and I watch Max just. He's early too. Like he's reading play. He's making negative plays like almost like a Chris Spielman used to make.
Right.
How many negative plays did he make in the state final game?
There were a lot of them.
I mean,
3 or 4.
Yeah. I mean, it was just all year long. And he knocks out the D1 player at Liberty Bent with just a tackle that, and he's on the slot, 10's in the slot, and Walker, your job's the A gap. He's cutting guys in half, and then you got the 2 elite athletes, and Jackson Lonzak, who's straight up snap to snap, I think was as good as any linebacker that I've seen.
Yeah.
The tackles, the sacks, the speed,
Right.
the toughness, another available, never the durability.
That's right. That's right.
I mean, Max Walker's durability, incredible, because he's playing these violent positions and he's playing all 3 phases.
Yep.
And wants to tackle on kickoffs and anything he's involved in. But how good was Jackson Lonzak?
Oh man.
Was he better than Garrison Cruz? Like, can you say that without getting arrested here in downtown Liberty Center? That he might have been better than Garrison was a 5-star linebacker.
Yeah, I think you just look at both of them. They're almost like you're just replacing
the same guy.
They're just the same guy, and that's why that group is just so good. You got the man in the middle, and then you got these 2 guys just running people down. And it's not just the running down, but it's the size and the violence that they come with. I mean, this linebacker group's all time.
Yeah,
all time.
This group.
I think I've said all time about 3 times tonight.
With Walker, who I'm glad Thomas Moeller got Defensive Player of the Year. There's probably a lot of reasons why he got it, because he knows he's the defensive coordinator. Him and Matt Bryan were probably one guy, and that's the story on Max could have walked away with that unanimous decision. Could have walked away with it. I mean, maybe I'm just a little biased on
Well,
Walker,
you like your linebackers.
I
but
do.
No, Max is
I do like my linebackers.
He's all time.
And you can't say enough about Eric Weimer, who just demands the best. If you don't get it, it's just a very uncomfortable place to be in. He's just not a comfort. I mean, you go to these linebacker meetings, and maybe they were a little bit like the way we used to run them. And then you got Brian Hefflinger, who's just there's another all-time linebacker who's in the linebacker room. So you got Eric Weimer, who is absolutely top 5, and Brian Hefflinger, who you could kind of have a war on top 5, and then you're coaching Lonzak, Walker and Garrison Cruz. Like, how many good? It's not to say that Baxter Barrett isn't a good player,
right?
And you got a freshman coming, in Ward, and you got Spangler. I mean, these are really good players that hardly play because these 3 are so good,
right?
So good. But Baxter Barrett comes back next year. Wardy comes back next year. And Spangler comes back next year. I think that linebacker room did just fine. It's going to be just fine.
Good again.
Finally, the secondary, and you can't say enough about the senior snipers. I just love them all. But I thought Sonnenberg was just so good all year long, and he was quite a story. We didn't think we were going to even have him for the season. There was a lot of talk about that. He had some very serious things happening to him, and that was kind of one of our question marks. Like, what are we going to do in this position?
Yeah.
And if this guy's not playing, what are we really going to do?
Right.
What do we do? We were almost flawless in the sniper position. I mean, that group really performed. You and I talked a lot about Mason Smith, JT Okru. We talk a lot about these players. Sonnenberg was fantastic. These guys tackled. They covered. We had the right answers against the right scheme. Otsego, Orth, boom. You called it. Best game. I won't forget when you said that. This is going to be a game for Isaac Orth, and he delivered.
Yeah.
And Mason Smith was an incredibly important guy all over the field, special teams, defense. Played some offensive series as well. JT Okru, he was awesome.
He was.
I think we got some outstanding snaps from Adam Foster, who's
Foster
kind of
good.
a dude. He's kind of a dude. He wants to hit and fight, and he'll get you a 15-yard penalty.
Nasty on special
Nasty,
teams.
fast, Marine. That's a good group, Jigs. That sniper group was real good.
Yeah, they just they're in a tough spot.
They are in space.
You got to play linebacker basically. like a linebacker, and you got to be able to play in space. You got to be able to check a guy in the slot at times. So that is one of the tougher positions on the field athletically.
It is. You're stretched, and you're playing. You have to tackle tight ends at times. You got to tackle Division I wide receivers. We saw a bunch of those dudes down the stretch, and they got them to the ground no problem.
Yep.
And you got to sometimes that swing pass to a big back like Garrison Cruz. There's a lot of big backs, and these guys were bringing them to the ground.
Yep.
Like dogs. They played like dogs, man. Those snipers did.
No, they were great all year.
Seniors. Now that we don't get those guys back, I do think a Brady Badenhop has been smoldering. He ready to play. He made some plays very quietly on special teams, and
he did
when he got his snaps. And I don't know what they're going to do with Tatum Murdoch, but he could play in the back. He can play in the front.
Right.
He's bringing some pain to somebody.
Put him somewhere.
He's going to be somewhere. There'll be no reason about put him somewhere. It's just where is it going to be? Corners were phenomenal too. I thought the corner play was great. We talked about it all year long. We never talk about it enough, but like I said, I thought losing Grady and Cam, and you love Cam Colley. You just call Cam Colley's number so often. Those were great.
They were great,
Grady
man.
Miller was great.
They were great.
Grady Miller was an eraser.
Two of the better corners
and
we've ever had.
6'3".
Yeah.
I mean, Grady was a quarterback, and he had to do a lot there, but just that, you just erase that. So you got those kind of players, and what are you going to do? Like, you're going to rely on a sophomore? Are you going to rely on a guy with a bad hip? Yeah. We kind of did that, and it kind of worked out for us.
Well, they were great tacklers.
Oh, yeah, way better than I thought.
Great tacklers on the outside. And they didn't give up deep balls. They just didn't give up deep balls. There were very limited explosive plays, and even if we did give an explosive play, it was our defender was right there, and there was not much space, and it was just a great throw and a great catch. So corners were great this year, and they're both coming back, man.
Did we say they're back?
Both coming back.
They're back.
That's right.
We are losing the sniper room. That's hard. But I think there's some dudes in there that are smoldering, want to play.
Yes.
I don't know where Adam Foster plays. I'm pretty sure you're going to see Brady Badenhop. I don't know exactly where Tatum Murdoch played, but there's some guys in there.
Yep.
There's some guys in there, and we always find 2 or 3 guys that we haven't talked about. Can a Brody Jakeway play out there? I don't know, but there's just some guys that can play. They're going to play, and fantastic job with those corners. And then Thomas Moeller, just you can't say enough about his IQ. He obviously the MVP of the state game. That would have been an interesting vote because you could have voted for all kinds of dudes.
Yeah,
Max Walker could have. I mean, I don't know. He's a guy, and Jackson Lonzak's a guy.
Yeah, the Man of Steel. It was
Caden Kreinbrink. Who was the Man of Steel?
It was Thomas, Kreinbrink, and Jackson.
Okay,
we went the 3 of them.
So, and you missed Max Walker on that? Did you miss Max Walker on that?
We did. I mean, he already got. I think he already got 3. So we kind of like,
wait,
all right, do we need to give him another one?
So Max Walker's out, and then Garrison Cruz can't get a vote? I mean, what are we doing? Thomas, obviously, just the statement. That's going to be a hard replacement, I think, for Casey and Matt Bryan.
Well, he did so many things for you. The
so
way he played in the box.
Non-physical things.
The way he played in the box.
Yeah.
He was a great tackler. He came downhill, filled. He did a great job playing center field this year. Had quite a few picks to be able to just know where you're supposed to be and fully understand the defense. That is underrated in high school. To have a kid that fully understands where everybody's supposed to be. That's an underrated because when you know where you're supposed to be, you get it. You get a jump on things on different offenses when you've just seen it, and you're getting an extra step, and you're getting that was Thomas, and you saw it all year because same deal as he was on offense. Defensively, he continued to make those strides, and he didn't give hardly any deep balls up this year, and he was played a great center field, so he was outstanding safety for us. Outstanding. Between
him and the snipers, there's some big shoes to fill, and it's going to be exciting for the Ryan Miller and Casey and Matt and those guys to find replacements, and that's going to be the fun of the offseason and some of the things they're going to do in the weight room, and then they're going to reestablish all that culture as they typically do. But that defensive unit, the numbers are astounding. They suffocated people.
Yep.
We scored more points on special teams than teams scored against us. That is bizarro world.
I didn't know that.
Bizarro world. If you think through that, I think he scored 115 points on special teams or something. I mean, I saw that number going, what in the world? So Liberty Center, a historic year. you just can't find the adjectives, the superlatives to use. The 19 seniors were just off the chart. I don't know that you can ever. I think you'll always want to play like this team.
Yeah.
I think you talked about the 97 team. You say, though, they won it, so you want to win it like they did.
Right.
The way this team won it would be, I think, the gold standard for generations to come.
Yep.
The gold standards, and you can never forget. Talking about the coaching staff, somebody said bunch of lifers. The Blade, I think the Crescent wrote about all these players that had dads that were coaches, and I think that coach dad thing that transfers at home. Casey and Thomas are just banging out film, and
right.
And Tom was doing that with Casey.
Yep.
You talk about the Spanglers. You tell me those three aren't hitting film
right
constantly.
Yep.
Cole in there, just Hunter and my dad in there, probably having a few Big Macs watching film. And Cole's in there, he can't wait to get in. He's going to be a nice player too. I like Cole Spangler a lot. So the coaching staff, fantastic. You hope you want to retain everybody. You don't know, they've got different things going on with their families, but how good is this coaching staff?
Yeah, well, they're just
continuity.
Just so good.
Rex to
from
this group.
From the time in the weight room to the nutrition to the in-season stuff,
underrated
to
nutrition.
the film. I mean, it just. I think I spent a lot of time watching film, and I'm sure I don't even scratch the surface to what these guys. And I'm not going to practice. I'm at home. I come home from work, and then I get to.
You go.
They go to work, then they go to
right.
practice, then it's the film. You can't. This is. These guys probably put 30, 40 hours in a week.
They do.
I mean, that's a long time.
Sunday,
that is a long
Sunday night, you're
time.
home. You're in your warm home with your
right.
Your little stove downstairs
Yeah,
by yourself
I'm
in a
hitting the
rocking
fire.
chair, and
That's
they're
right.
they're just getting in the coach's room.
Right.
Ooh, that's a lot of work.
You can't say enough about the time and the impact that they're having.
And the play calling on both sides of the ball between Casey and Matt, and then all that input they're getting from Todd Spangler and Ryan Miller, and it's just a lot, man. It's a lot of just gets no. This is it right here. It just doesn't get any better than this. Liberty Center, 15-0 state champions, and just historic, fantastic job, seniors, and just we could talk all night long, and we won't. But next year, we won't get into that now. I just feel like this group has a chance to get back to this game.
Well,
are they going to do it like this team? I don't know that you can. I don't know that anybody will ever do it.
Right.
But
there's a lot of guys coming back. A lot of guys coming back.
You can see a situation where you're going back. Now I'm not. I think Archibald's going to be good. I think if we go to D6, I think there's a whole host of characters in that group that we haven't talked about. I just think this team looks really good. Crossbuck Construction, Nate Lighty. It's been an awesome year with you, Jigs. Love getting Jesse involved in your brother. He's a riot. Jeremy Babcock, Jesse Miller. We're going to expand this and open up some programming and some people. We're going to build our rosters of game callers. Spike will be back. We'll all be back doing things. I'm going to be a dad next year with the seniors, so we're going to get that booth loaded up with good game callers and color guys and some students. It's going to be exciting. Mark Bly, another great year with him and his staff, producing the best video in the business. Good team there on production and all those things. Been a great year for LC Tiger Sports. Good football year. They got more games to call.
That's
You're
right.
calling basketball. I'm not going to call basketball. I love our roster there. So anyway, Nate Lighty, Crossbuck Construction, LC Tiger Sports. Thank you to our fans. Thank you to our football fans. Been an awesome year, brother.
It has.
All right. Thank you very much. Happy holiday.